Well, hello, hello. Don't you like how we can transform our kitchen into a modern looking baking area? Y'all remember the wonton chips, excuse me, we made yesterday? They cooled and I put them in these bags with some more coffee filters, and I put coffee filters in anything that has, like my potato chips. We don't buy them anymore, but when I used to, it just keeps the oil from displacing in your bags of anything that humidity can get to. They help. Y'all know that I told you I'd bought all those blueberries and blackberries and all that. So today I decided, let me see if this camera's just a minute. I decided today I would make the old favorite that everybody loves. My blueberry muffins. So I've got a good muffin recipe that I'm going to follow, and we'll get that going. And there's not many storms here today. There may be after a while, so I thought, well, I would get this going and get it done, because I'm not using the convection oven anymore for baking cakes, muffins, cookies, because it makes them hard or gelatinous like old Jello. I told you. So I've turned on the big oven and we've got it preheating at, the recipe says 375. I always bake my muffins at 400. I've got my pink apron on today, a pink apron. This is the color today, is pink. So let's get started. And in our bowl, we are going to put it on our stand, garage sale. I didn't bring out the big one. The stand mixer. And in the bowl, I'm going to make 24 muffins. So I'll put the 12 muffin recipe in the comments, but I've doubled it because I wanted some to put in the freezer. So I'm going to just double it and then we'll have some later. So I'm using 4 eggs and I'm going to put them in my mixing bowl. I'm going to get my sugar bowl. And my sweetener, because I need 2 cups of granulated sugar, but to cut down on that, I'm going to put 1 cup of my Aldi's sweetener. Put 1 cup of my Aldi's sweetener in there. And then I'm going to put 1 cup of the granulated. Now this is pure cane sugar. And that's about what was in there. I eyeballed it and I thought that looks about like a cup, and it was. So we'll refill that up. I buy the Marana pure cane sugar. It's a natural sugar. If you're going to use sugar, I always want to do something natural. So I will go ahead and put that into my other cup in there. And then I'm going to get my salt and put in, I'm reading this, 1 teaspoon. So we'll put 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, so we'll do 1 teaspoon of salt. It's funny how when you use salt, it brings out the flavor of the sugar. That just seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to mix this for 4 to 5 minutes and then I'll be back so you don't have to hear this mixer. Okay, we mixed that until it was light in color. As you can see, that's quite light in color. And now we're going to, I always use cake flour in my muffins. I just feel like that, or of course cakes, but even in my muffins, I feel like it helps to use cake flour in most of my good baked things that is not similar to bread. But to that, I didn't have any cake flour. I looked, I thought I did. So what I will do, let me go ahead and I'll add the 1 cup of sour cream to the mixed, and we'll beat that on low. Let's see. So we'll do our 1 cup of sour cream. Okay, let me get a spoon. I just don't make these all the time. That's about a cup that I have in there, so we'll just use what's in that carton. I think that the sour cream makes a cake or muffins a lot moister. So we'll put our sour cream in there, and then let's do our 1/2 cup of the oil. I'm going to use just a vegetable oil. Into that. Now to get the consistency I want, I'm going to go ahead and drop the mixture and put this on high. Really high. I'll be right back. I said high, I meant mix it on medium to low for about 30 seconds if you. Okay, now about my cake flour. I didn't have any cake flour like I said, so I'm going to just make my cake flour. So how much flour do I need in this? Let's see. 4 cups of all-purpose flour. So what we will do, let me get my sifter. So I'll add 1, 2. Get my bay leaf out of the way. I need the 3. Okay, 4. Now that's just the basic flour. So let me move this. Now, on that, I want to take, you may think I'm crazy, but I want to take other measuring cups. I want to take back out of this the 1, 2, I'm doing this so y'all can, 3, so you'll understand about the measuring part if you're not good with that. So we took 4 1/4 cup, back out. Then we're going to take our our cornstarch, Argo cornstarch, and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I did is I took out the flour. I think you understand this, but I'm just going to explain. I took out the flour. For every cup of flour to make cake flour, if you don't have it and you've got to use just regular old bread flour, old flour, then you take out 1/4 cup of flour per cup, and then replace it with 1/4 cup per cup of cornstarch, and that will give you that lighter flour. So that's what we did. I hope I didn't mix you up too much. If not, just put 4 cups of flour in it and call it a day or a week. And I had those stacked so nicely where they wouldn't mash my cups. I had to use one of Grandmother's old muffin tins because I can't find the other set I had. Let me get my I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of baking powder into this. Now we'll need about a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. That just kind of activates that for a rise. So I didn't want to get the big box out. I just put in this little carafe dish. So there's a 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to tell y'all, do not overmix this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do instead of using this mixer, because it'll make your, if you overmix this batter, they'll turn out dense and you won't like that. I'm going to tell you right now. So let me get one of the cups. Just a minute. It's easier if these things, I like them and they're colorful and all that, but you have to unlock them. It's like they're in jail. Like my cups are in jail. So I have to unlock them to even get them out to use them. Okay. Let's go ahead now. Let's just kind of add and mix. Add and mix. Well, I hope everybody's day is going fairly good. Mother and mine is going good. She's in the sitting room, sitting in her chair. And I told her I'm going to go make blueberry muffins. And she said, oh, I'll have something for breakfast tomorrow. Sometimes she amazes me. But at 92, I'm gonna tell y'all, at 90, if I don't know, I don't think I'll make it to 92. But that's up to God. But I'm gonna tell you, my mother, she's amazing. We got out and walked down to the road to the mailbox this morning. She was ready to go. See how that's getting thicker? Get it off your sides. And you're just wanting to mix that enough to combine it. So, that's what we're doing. We'll just go ahead and put that little bit in there. I'll use that bowl in a minute. I'm trying to not be messy Betty Jean right now. I hadn't felt real good today, y'all. Some days I don't, some days I do. But today, I think I've been worried about those storms yesterday, day before, the tornadoes, all that. Okay, now you're wanting that thick like this. So, do not think that you're not wanting that thick, because you are. Okay, let me get this pulled off here, so that I won't waste much of it. So I won't waste much of it. Let me get my wooden spoon. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Just take that off of there. Now I'm going to use that bowl, so I'm not going to put that whisk in there. Yeah, I'll just kind of, then I'll stir this here in a minute. But what I'm going to do, set that aside, and I've got my pan there. I'm going to put, it says 3 cups, but I don't think there is 3 cups. They might be. So, one. It probably is just about 3 cups. So I'm not measuring. I'm just going to, we're going to have those. Like that. Okay, now then. Now I'm going to get just a hair, y'all. You know when I say a hair, it means just barely. Probably just about a teaspoon. Not a lot. Just a little bit of regular old flour. Regular old flour. Let me get my spatula. I'll use that. I can use this spoon, will be fine. Let me just kind of, that just coats them, just so they don't go down in your batter too far. It just kind of gives them the Velcro. Let's just say our blueberries have a little Velcro on them, so they don't sink too far down in them. Okay, now I preheated my oven to 400, but I turned it off because it was getting too much. I had it preheated, and then, you know, it takes me longer to do anything. So, I didn't get it done. Okay, now then, let me get this. Make sure it's all mixed around good, that part. That's a good thick batter. You want a good thick batter on a muffin or something, especially if it's got fruits in it. You know. We'll just go ahead and put about half. Let's do about half. And then we can mix them around. Now, I always save a few out to go on top of each one. If I have, see how luscious that looks. I bet y'all think I come up with some words, but I have to describe it. Okay, I'm gonna leave a few out, just a few. Now, you know, I never really, y'all know I don't like mixes, pre-mixes, and especially on a muffin that has fruit in it, I will not eat it because of all the bad carcinogens that it takes to dehydrate, put them on shelf stability, and all that. I'm going to tell you, you don't want it. All right. Let me get my, sometimes I'll use the Sometimes I will use the ice cream scoop, but today I'm not going to. I have all these little muffin pans, holders in the muffin pans. So, now on that, you need to fill these, but not, it's usually, you don't want to fill them more than 3/4 from the top. So let me get a small spoon. Let me get a small spoon. Okay, see, you just put them in your muffin pans, papers, and just kind of disperse it out at the bottom. That's really thick, so you have to I had some of those that are silicone, but I didn't want to use that plastic, so that's why I decided to do it this way. It's just kind of tedious. Now they'll be better once we get, this is an old muffin tin. They'll be better once we get in the bigger muffin tins. Okay. That's one little pan. I just kind of shake it down a little bit. Set that right there. Now then, let's try the bigger pans. Let's see how they do. I think they're a little easier to get that down in there. messy. Today, I'm a little bit messy. I hope we don't have too much muffin stuff. If we do, I'll find another pan, because I don't waste it. I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste it whatsoever. Okay. Those will settle down. I'm going to put a little more in this one. Get all that stuff off that. So you don't have it on your messed up on your pan. The oven says it is ready to cook. I always clean this off because you don't want that on your pan. Okay, that nice. Now just shake it. Give it a shaky, shaky, shimmy. Okay. I'm going to get these filled up, and if I have any left over, then I'm going to have to get I've got another pan, and then I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, I had just about the right amount. I had to fill them up a little more than what I intended, because usually I will not fill them more than 3/4 to the top. Well, I've got to get my cup and put him back in jail. I don't want to lose him. One day I'm going to get some cups that I don't have to worry about if they're incarcerated or not. So now what I'm going to do is shake these. Now see, those are too full, but they'll come out over the top and make a muffin top. Y'all know, y'all heard of, I've got it here, muffin top. And so what I'll do now is, to see how some of those are barren, kinda, I just like to add a little 2 or 3 on top, just to give it just a little look. A lot of the recipes, you know, or that I've even learned in cooking, put, you know, the sugar on top of them. But I try to not do that because we don't need it. Okay, y'all, we're going to put these in, and we'll see how they come out. We'll put them in the oven. Make sure your plate, the top of your pans are clean, so that when those if they do go out, they won't burn or anything before you get them out of the oven. Okay, we'll be back. Got to get those muffins. I smell the muffins. I smell the muffins. Let me get them out of the oven. There's Granny's muffin pan. Let me spread this out. This is a heat-resistant thing here. There's the first pan, and there's the second pan of our muffins. We're going to rub this butter onto this butter, and I just do it just to keep them from drying out. Not that you have to. Just something I was taught to do. Usually I'll let that get to room temperature, but I didn't have time. That just on the top, and that would just kind of keep them, because you've got your wrapper on your bottom part, so they will stay moist that way. But the top, I just think it gives it a a little protection with the butter. There's our blueberry muffins. There's some blueberries left over. There's our muffins. Usually I will use the deep muffin. So what you should do then is to bake that on, I baked that on 400 for about 25 minutes, but you're just going to have to do it with your oven to adjust it. And I'll tell you, if you're using frozen blueberries and they hadn't thawed out, then you have to increase the baking time to 30 to 35 minutes instead of 25 to 30 minutes. So about 10 more minutes to 15 if you're using frozen blueberries into them. And then I always take them out and I let them stay in the pan for about 5 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll take these, I'll just set them out. Usually I put them on a cooling rack, but I'm just going to cool them right here on this one. I remember grandmother making strawberry muffins with fresh strawberries when they would get them in town. Looks like we're going to have a muffin party. We would if y'all were here to eat with us. We would have a muffin party. I say prayers for all of you. Please say prayer for my brother-in-law and my mother and I, because we have to get displaced to go take care of others, and that's just what life is about. My daddy told me once, and I'll let y'all ponder this, son, if you can do one thing for a human being, that's more than most people do. So you've done something. And I believe that's true. I've helped no telling how many, and I'll continue till the day I die. Thank you for watching. I'm sure glad we live in the United States. I wish you were here to have a blueberry muffin with us. And I'll put another video on just as soon as I get back to where I can make another good meal for us to enjoy. Thank you for watching.